Someone lied to you today, maybe this morning, maybe an hour ago, and your brain, without you knowing, detected it, felt it, registered it as a threat, but your conscious mind overrode it, told you to trust, told you to give benefit of the doubt. Research from the University of Massachusetts found that 60% of people lie at least once during a 10-minute conversation. 60%. In 10 minutes, you are being lied to constantly, by colleagues, by partners, by friends, by strangers, by people who smile at you while they do it, and your brain, the most sophisticated information processing system ever created, is working overtime every single moment trying to detect these lies. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what happens inside your brain when someone lies to you. The science is more disturbing than you think. Here is what your brain does the moment it receives information that does not match reality. The anterior cingulate cortex, the brain's conflict detection center, immediately fires. It detects the mismatch between what it expected and what it received. This happens in milliseconds, long before your conscious mind processes a single word. Your amygdala, the threat center, activates simultaneously, because to the brain, a lie is a threat, not a social inconvenience, a survival threat. Your nervous system begins to prepare for danger. Cortisol starts releasing, heart rate subtly increases, pupils dilate slightly. Your brain is preparing you for a threat that your conscious mind has not yet identified. This is why you sometimes feel uneasy around someone, before you can explain why. Your anterior cingulate cortex detected a mismatch, your amygdala flagged a threat, and your conscious mind, still socializing, still smiling, still being polite, has not caught up yet. Trust that feeling. It is not anxiety. It is your brain's most sophisticated threat detection system doing exactly what it evolved to do. Here is where it gets darker. When your brain detects a lie, even unconsciously, it triggers a cortisol stress response. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. In small amounts, it is useful. In sustained amounts, it is devastating. Research published in the journal Biological Psychiatry shows that chronic exposure to deception, being lied to repeatedly over time, produces measurable changes in brain structure. The hippocampus, your memory center, shrinks under sustained cortisol exposure. The prefrontal cortex, your decision-making center, becomes less active. Your ability to think clearly, make good decisions, and trust your own judgment, all measurably impaired by repeated lies. This is why people in relationships with chronic liars, narcissists, manipulators, pathological deceivers, often report feeling confused, unable to think clearly, questioning their own memory. It is not weakness, it is not sensitivity, it is neuroscience. The lies are physically changing their brain. And the most disturbing part, the damage accumulates over time. Each lie adds another cortisol spike, another stress response, another small structural change, until the person being lied to is literally not thinking with the same brain they started with. Stage 3 is the most psychologically complex and the most personally devastating. When you discover you have been lied to, your brain does not simply update the false information with true information. It does something far more disruptive. It retroactively rewrites every memory involving the liar. Every conversation you thought was genuine, your brain now flags as potentially false. Every moment of connection you believed was real, your brain now questions. Every decision you made, based on the information they gave you, your brain now reviews as potentially compromised. Neuroscientists call this retroactive memory contamination, and it is exhausting because your brain cannot simply replace the lie with the truth and move forward. It must now review, retroactively, obsessively, everything it thought it knew. This is why being lied to by someone close to you is so cognitively draining. It is not just the emotional pain of betrayal. It is the neurological cost of having to rebuild your entire model of reality around a person, a relationship, a period of your life. The brain treats discovered deception as a full system failure and initiates a complete audit of everything connected to the deceiver. Here is what repeated exposure to deception does to your brain over time. Your brain begins to generalize the threat it was lied to by one person, and it extends the threat assessment to all people in similar contexts. This is why people who were chronically lied to in childhood often struggle with trust in adulthood. Why people who were deceived by a partner often find trusting the next relationship almost impossible. The brain learned that deception is possible in this category of relationship, and it never fully unlearns that lesson. Your anterior cingulate cortex, the conflict detector, becomes hyperactive. It starts finding mismatches everywhere, in conversations that are completely honest, in relationships that are genuinely safe. The detection system that was trying to protect you becomes so sensitized that it produces false positives constantly. You become unable to relax into trust because your brain's lie detection system is permanently on high alert. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that chronic exposure to deception in close relationships produces anxiety responses measurably similar to PTSD, not metaphorically similar, measurably similar. Your brain treats being repeatedly lied to by someone you trusted as trauma, because neurologically it is.